Welcome back to the channel, and I want to introduce you to the Cricut Joy. This is my personal machine, and I purchased it off of Amazon for about $100, and this is what I've been using to cut clean logos for my figures. It comes in different products as far as the vinyl, permanent, removable. It really is very accessible, and it works off of an application called Design Space. It's made for this particular product. This is the smaller of those cutters. There are larger ones. This is the application which you can run off your phone or your tablet. In this case, I'll show you how to cut this Superman emblem on the iPad. Once you load it in and hook up to your particular machine, you'll be able to purchase a logo, or if you've got your own, fantastic. There is a different option you'll have to use if you've got your own design. But if you purchase one, keep in mind, it's really inexpensive. It's $2. Somebody's already done the work for it to work with this particular machine. Now this is a 3-color design here, and I'll share with you the more complex one so that if you cut the simpler one, it's really not that much more difficult. The machine already has the specs in it to cut the 3 colors individually, starting with the background, which is going to be black. And remember, those vinyl kits you purchase, they come in a variety of colors, and some of them may contain these exact colors. Yellow, however, is not one of them. You'll have to purchase separately and cut it down. Now, on the machine itself, the application, you can tell you, okay, an import to design, and you can resize it to what you need. In this case, the pad that it shows you here on the right hand side is the actual mat where we're going to place our material to be cut. The pad that you see here, or the design, is the actual cutting or measuring tool. This is the mat that comes with the actual cutter. It's got a gummy surface to it so that I can stick the product on there and it doesn't move as that blade cuts. And as that blade cuts, it's gonna be precise, so it has to stay fixed to that mat so that it can cut clean those designs. This is the blade. Let me show you up close. It is very small. It is somewhat similar to an X-Acto blade, but it is a design that is particular to this product, and unfortunately, no, you can't resharpen it. You just have to purchase up another one, and they are expensive, but they do last quite a bit. And if you use them correctly, just for what it's intended, they'll last you a very, very long time. You still have to make replacements. Now let's get back to cutting the logo. Now, again, I mentioned that the specs here are already there for the logo to be cut in 3 different stages. In this case, let's start with the base, which is the black, and I'm using this extra material that I have. I don't have the yellow, I have gold, but this is our base black. Now we've got our logo on the screen on the right. We're gonna tap in here and hook up to the machine. It's got Bluetooth in it, so you don't have to worry about your Wi-Fi connection. It's already automated, hooks up automatically by the time you select it. Here's the actual mat on the right. I've already sized it. I'm going to size it larger just because you want to be able to see this on camera. If I make it too small, it's going to be difficult to film it. So I got to make it large enough for me to work on it while I'm filming it. Now, this over here on the left just shows you the specs of the dimensions and where it's going to be cut. You can actually change these out or delete whichever one you want, and you only need to print what you need. Now you select the material that you want or that you're using, and then the machine will ask you to load it into the machine. Here we go, loading it in there. Once it sizes it up, it'll take the entire mat in and bring it back out just to make sure it's got enough material, and then it'll ask you to go ahead and cut. And it'll do that for each and any one of the colors that you are using. Now let's load in the gold since I don't have yellow. And we're going to select that vinyl here, touch go, do the processing, and let's watch it do its thing again. This thing is awesome. It cuts everything really clean. However, you gotta remember to have a new blade in there if you want some nice clean cuts. If you've worn out that blade, you gotta get a new one. Cuts lettering really well, cuts designs like this, and as you can tell now, we've gotta use this transfer tape to get all of these colors together into one unit and transfer it all together. Now this is the vinyl that's been cut. If your blade did not cut all the way through or has trouble cutting, it is going to be difficult to remove it off of that backing. The more intricate the design is, the more difficult it is. That's why I had to make this larger, because the Superman symbol does have some intricate angles. Now this is the transfer tape. Cut only what you need out of there and lay it over the surface of the design you want to transfer. In this case, we're going to start with the red because we want the red to go on top of the black. Now, I've already measured out what I needed, and off camera I did peel it from its backing. Now I am going to affix the actual material to this backing board while I put the transfer tape over it so it doesn't slide all over the place. So I've got a different angle here to show you because it's difficult to film and do this and get it right. So looking from this angle, you can see if I've already put it on top of the design, pressing in what I need. Now I'm going to remove it, and this is where it gets tricky because you have to use a few other tools to remove it off of the backing. You may want to use a razor blade to carefully peel it away from the backing, and then make sure it attaches to the backing tape or the transfer tape. So you can use the tweezers or an actual blade like I'm doing here and just very, very carefully lift up that edge. And then bring that transfer tape over the top, make sure it adheres itself to it, and just peel it back very, very carefully, and making sure you have the design that you want on that transfer tape. Now, because it is a tricky situation to peel away designs, I recommend you print out or have one or a series of these in line cut so that if you blow it on the first one, you've got another one to work with. Otherwise, you've got to start fresh, and then you've got to go through the frustration of cutting out that logo. So if you cut several in a row, then you have several to work with, because you may not get it right on the first, second, or third. The more practice you get, the easier this will become. But honestly, this material is not the easiest to work with. Now I'm transferring it over to the black. Because it is a see-through or transparent transfer tape, I can see where my cut lines are on the bottom. And then I can just kind of eyeball it to see where it's going to be. Now, if you want to be super precise, you can measure things out. And there's a little tiny corner here that just wouldn't go away, or that came in that transfer tape that was really not wanted there. Now you can see I got a little bit of a mar or blemish up in the upper right corner of that symbol. That's one of the reasons why you need to cut more than one, because you may blow it on that first transfer. And as you can see here, this is now the second part of the transfer, or I should say the third, because it's the third color. And cutting out or removing these tiny interior colors, it's difficult, and I can tell already that I need to replace my blade. It didn't give me as clean a cut or all the way through. Let's get rid of that corner there, that's getting in the way. And as you can tell, tweezers are going to be your best friend here, because your fingers are going to be just too large for some of these intricate designs. Remember, the smaller the design, the more intricate it's going to be to remove it, the more time you're going to need. So yes, definitely cut one more, at least 2 or 3 more, because you're going to need practice. And you may blow it, even if you cleanly remove it. When you apply it, you may not apply it correctly, so it's best to have a few on hand. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I was ordering some of these logos and it got expensive really fast. When you order 5 or 6 and they're $10 for a set of 5, yeah, it adds up really fast. So it's best just to invest in the actual cutter, the material, and learn to do it yourself. You're going to save yourself a ton of money, and you're going to end up cutting exactly what you need, how you need it, for the product that you are needing. And you don't have to wait that long to get it done. When I was ordering these, I was waiting anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks to get this back. And it just really puts a crimp in the work that you need to turn in, especially if you're doing custom work for customers, for commissions. If you're doing stuff for yourself, no big deal. Having the cutter at home makes it so much more convenient to cut the designs that you need. Keep in mind that if you are purchasing the designs, they stay in your library. You don't have to purchase them again. It's a one-time purchase. But it's only $2. Somebody's already done the work for this 3-color separation, and to make it work with your machine, just pay the $2. Suck it up, and then just charge your customer for it. Bring it into your price. So as you can tell, it's not as easy as it looks, but it is definitely much more affordable than having to order one of these at a time and having to wait 2 or 3 weeks. Now here's the finished product all laid in together. Once it's already on that transfer tape all set together, you can put it anywhere you want. I'm just going to place it here on this mat just for you to have a look at the final product. And again, if I really want a cleaner look, I'll cut another 2 or 3 of these and really get into practice. So let me show you my stash of different vinyl logos that I have cut and ones that I've purchased. And I've done this because I want to cut my own. And I want to cut them to the size I need, the material that I need, the color that I need at the time that I need it. I don't want to wait 2 or 3 weeks. These gold or these yellow and black ones are ones I purchased. Wasn't crazy about the offset yellow and the offset black. They just really didn't look good. This is what I want. And they did great on these little tiny white stars for my Wonder Woman. Here's a logo that I can use as a template to paint. Here's my Batman emblems. Great for the retro stuff, great for the new stuff. A new Superman symbol I can use either on a cape or on a diorama, etc. But some of you are wondering, what else can I cut? How small can I go? Well, let me find a little tiny one here. Here it is. They're hard to grab, even with the tweezers. There it is. Here's another one. And this is a tiny little Robin R. Yeah, you can go very, very small, very precise, clean cuts, so you can get the logos that you need. Now, if you're looking at lettering, look at this. Very nice, very clean, still work in progress here, but just this tiny detail makes all the difference in how clean your work looks. So I hope that you learned something today. I hope that you liked the video. Don't forget, there is a giveaway at 7,000 subscribers. We'll see you here next time.